Now we have written a program here, and we have to predict the value of P and Q after the execution of the given program. This question was asked by CBSE in March 2012 examination, and it was of 2 marks. Here we have two variables, P and Q. We had to write that what will be the values of P and Q once this code, these lines of codes are executed. Recall that in for loop we have 3 parts: initialization and declaration part. Then we have the conditional part and the updation part, and we have a set of statements. Now the execution of the for loop goes like, first of all, the control is transferred to the initialization part, or the declaration part we say. Here some initial values to the variables are given, and after that the control is transferred to the conditional part, the Boolean expression basically. Now this expression will evaluate to true or false. If it is false, then the statements that we have combined here in the curly braces as a part of for loop, they will not be executed, and the control is transferred to the next statement, if any, following the for loop. But if this condition is true, as this expression is Boolean expression, so it will evaluate to true or false. If it is true, then the set of statements that we have enclosed within the curly braces, those statements will get executed, and the control will be transferred to the updation part. Here some modifications will be done, and after the updation part, again this condition is checked. If it is true, the same set of statements will be executed again. Again the control will be transferred to the conditional part, updation part, and after making some modification to the variable's value, then again the control is transferred to the conditional part, and so on. This process continues until this condition becomes false. So to check what values of P and Q will be after the execution of this program, now let us try to solve it. How do we solve it? We start from the very first line. Here we have two variables, P and Q, and here we shall draw a line just for understanding purpose, and we shall write the variable P and Q. Okay, now int P comma Q equals to 0. So Q is initialized to 0. The initial value of Q equals to 0. Okay, now for P equals to 1 means 1 is assigned to P. So the value of P, initial value of P equals to 1. Okay, now from here, from the initialization part, the control is transferred to the conditional part. P is less than or equal to 4. Now the current value of P equals to 1. Put this value here. So 1 is less than or equal to 4. This condition evaluates to true because 1 is less than or equal to 4. This is true. So if it is true, then we have a set of statements that will be executed. So we have written here Q plus equals to P. We have Q plus equals to P. It means it is basically the arithmetic assignment operator is used. Means Q equals to Q plus P. Add P to the current value of Q and assign it to Q. So this is arithmetic assignment operator. So the current value of q equals to 0. So q is 0. P is 1. So 0 plus 1 equals to 1. So q1 is assigned to q. It means the new value of q equals to 1. Okay. Then q minus minus. So q minus minus. So subtract 1 from the current value of q. The current value of q equals to 1. So 1 minus 1 equals to 0. Okay. Now p plus plus. The value of p is modified to 2. Means 1 is added to the current value of q. So the previous value is discarded. Now the current value of p equals to 2. So after modification, updation part, again the control is transferred to the condition. P is less than or equal to 4. So the current value of p is 2. 2 is less than or equal to 4. It is true. Again this set of statement will get executed. So q plus equals to 4 means q equal to q plus p. Now the q is 0. P is 2. So 0 plus 2 equals to 2. The new value of q is, it is now 2. Okay. And q minus minus means 1 is subtracted from the current value of q. So 2 minus 1 is 1. Okay. Then p plus plus. These statements are executed. Then our control is transferred to the updation part. Now p plus plus. P is now 1 is added to p means p is now 3. After a modification to the value of p, then again control is transferred to the conditional part. So p is less than or equal to 4. So p is less than or equal to 4. So the current value of p is 3. So 3 is less than or equal to 4. It is again true. Then again we have to execute this set of statements. So q plus equals to p means q equals to q plus p. So q is 1. P is 3. 1 plus 3 equals to 4. It means the new value of q equals to 4. And q minus minus. 1 is subtracted from the current value of q. So 4 minus 1 equals to 3 means the new value of q is 3. And after executing these two statements, then again p is modified. So now the current value of p is 4. It will check for this condition. 4 is less than or equal to 4. It is true. If it is true, then we again have to execute the values of execute these two statements. So q plus equals to p means q equals to q plus p. So q is what? The current value of q is 3 and the current value of p is 4. So 3 plus 4 equals to 7. It means the new value of q is 7. And q minus minus means 1 is subtracted from the current value of q. 7 minus 1 equals to 6. Okay, then again the control is transferred to the updation part. Now p is modified to 5 means 1 is added to the current value of p, which was 4. So 4 plus 1 equals to 5. Now it will again check for this condition. So 5 is less than or equal to 4. So this evaluates to false. 5 is less than or equal to 4, false. So if it is false, then these statements are not executed, and as there are no more statements in the program, so the final values of p and q will be 5 and 6. P equals to 5 and q equals to 6. So this type of questions are asked by the CBSE in the final exams. The students may attempt these questions if and only if they are familiar with the rules of the for loop or other loops. If they are familiar with the syntax of the programming language, they can attempt these questions. So it is very essential to understand that how these loops are executed, how this for loop is executed. We shall cover such examples, such more examples in the coming video lessons.